Testing, testing. Okay. Alright, so the way to play Hunter. Unfortunately, I had a lot of lag joining this game, so the match is basically already started. So Hunter, I'm just going to go over one quick thing. Hunter is not actually what it says in the description. It's not a ship that's trying to move to the front line and attack, per se. Hunter is more of an engage, like, pressure type ship. I mean, sure, it can definitely deal damage, but it has to be at close range to deal damage, with all of its cannons having an effective range at 5,000 or less. The Hunter is not exactly a ship that's tanky per se. You want to use blink, or it relies on its blink to get around. So you'll notice I have quick blink assigned as my right mouse button. Quick blink is probably the best blink for Hunter. Well, I'd say in like 99% of cases, quick blink is what you want, because being able to blink multiple times within a combat situation is really important to surviving, to getting out, to just prolonging how much impact you can have on the game. Quick blink allows you to blink more often, so later on in the game you can actually do things like rush their base. Um, like if there's an opening, like if the whole enemy team's at Gamma, and you're like, hey, if I can make it to say like Beta or Alpha 1 really quick, then quick blink allows you to get there fast and then possibly just sneak into their base and maybe even win the game sometimes. Alright, so I'm playing against Reaper now. The important thing to notice is that your missiles do actually fire from above the ship, or fire and go above the ship, as you saw right there. One of my missiles did get hit, but that's really important because you don't want to get into this weird situation where, yeah, you don't want to get into a weird situation where your missiles actually get hit. I'm gonna blink because being behind him is not actually where I want to be. Firing behind my own ship is not quite where I want to be. Now you'll notice I'm only shooting with 2 cannons here. If you can level with the enemy ship, you can actually hit all 4 cannons on them. So that's what you want to be doing with Hunter. Get all 4 cannons on him. You want to lead the target a little bit. He's probably going to scythe me very soon. Got the scythe on me. When he has the shroud up, obviously I'm not going to be able to hit him from the side, so I want to turn. Still doing. Alright, there we go. Now that his shroud is down, I want to turn and make sure I'm facing him this way and get all 4 cannons on him. Try to get roughly the same angle on him. He's fired his missiles, activating point defense. There you go. So that's basically how you want to do an engage. You want to use your blink to maneuver to get around behind them, because no one really has good firing arcs behind them. Now you actually have a decent firing arc if you're firing to the side. Notice how I still have 4 cannons firing right here. You can actually turn sideways and still hit them with 4 cannons. It's only when they're like behind you, maybe even farther than that, yeah, that you're only using 2 cannons. So you actually have a decent amount going. So again, when your missiles actually fire above the ships, it allows you to do stuff like this, where you're not even like within his firing range, and you can hit him simply because the missiles fire above the ship, and that's really important for Hunter. He's leaving some missiles for me right before I leave. Fire these. He's probably going to have his point defense, so it won't matter too much. And I need to actually think about getting out, because he's got a level advantage. He died and respawned. They're level 3, most likely. I'm level 0 still, so the chances of me actually winning this fight now are not that high. With the Protector though, I can actually sustain pretty well. He's actually turning to face the Protector, which, because he rushed us like this is actually a big mistake for him, because he's going to have to turn, reposition his firing arc to hit the Protector, and I'm able to just train him really hard at my effective range of 5,000. Yeah, you can see right there. You don't really do much damage till you're within like 5,000. He's gonna be up pretty soon. I'm just gonna go ahead and get to the station here and get my levels. I can't really do much in the lane as I'm still level 0 and we just hit level 4 as a team, and he's level 3. There's not much I'm gonna be able to do here. So that's basically how you play the Hunter. You've got, yeah, your effective range is actually not very high. It's only 5,000 no matter which gun you pick. I like the heavy cannon, and the reason why I picked the heavy cannon is because they're small ships, and to deal with small ships, you don't want to have constant DPS because they're so maneuverable. You want to have each of your shots be doing as much damage as like it can, and that's what the heavy gun allows you to do. It means that even though you're not firing as often, the ones that do hit are going to be doing a lot of damage to smaller ships. This is a bad situation for the Protector. I need to be getting to Gamma soon, so I'm not going to try to fight too much here with Gamma. I need to jump to Gamma in like 30 seconds. Might as well jump now. What's that? Colossus? Okay. He's turning so he can get a better sort of shot on me. I feel like this is actually bad because I don't have enough teammates here. I'm actually going to pull out a little bit. Yeah, we don't have the team here. Okay, now we do. Obviously, they have their own Protector, and I need to be training him if I can. So as a hunter, you can actually blink and get into these positions right here, which is really, really good for taking out enemy Protectors. As you can see, just kind of training their Protector right here. If we take out their Protector, we have a pretty good shot at just winning this engagement. As you can see right there, the Protector is now dead. I'm at effective range here. Our Protector is still alive. We should win this fight. Pretty solid. Especially now that that's gone. Now it's just this guy left. That's actually not gonna be. This Reaper kind of doesn't know what to focus, it seems like. There's a Leviathan. He's training me, but with the Protector right next to me, I'm not too worried. That's gonna hit me. Okay, it didn't. Yeah. As you can see here, we got Gamma now, and we can finish him off. He's not gonna be able to jump very easily. Not with so many people just training him like this. Unfortunately, this is not a good fighting position for me. The reason why is because he's above me, and I want to be on the same level as him. He's got more guns shooting at me than I do at him, so this is where Blink is really effective. Blink. This way we're on the same level, and then we're fine. And I'm gonna go ahead and jump to Alpha 2. Go ahead and get my level upgrade here. I just saw an enemy ship warp in. With Gamma 1, with the gas buff, you can push pretty aggressively, but you want to be careful. Always want to be careful just trying to go solo into the enemy forward station. There's obviously there are two ships here. The whole enemy team is here. So I'm actually going to jump back a little bit. I don't want to get caught up too much. I don't want to get too far in. Reaper's ahead of everyone else, but he's within range of their Protector, so I'm not actually able to do any damage to him. I think the scythe did hit me. Okay, I guess the scythe didn't hit me then. So now that his shroud is gone, I can try to focus. When you see only 2 cannons firing, that means he's too high above you to actually be in effective range. So I'm gonna get closer if you can. Getting within 5,000, getting within the effective range actually does wonders in terms of DPS of the ship. Being under him is very good. Activate point defense just so I can get additional DPS. And there's their Protector. I want to focus their Protector if I can because I am the ship that can actually get around hitting it. There's another enemy ship nearby, so I need to be careful of that. Yeah, being able to get behind enemy lines like this, or just get in the back line and start training like a protector, is really one of the Hunter's best things, best like aspects. As you know, there was an enemy ship behind me there, so I did have to finish that protector quickly before he got there. But now that this Colossus doesn't have his protector backup, he's not safe anymore. And with so many of us around him, he's basically just dead. There's a Pioneer here, so I'm gonna go ahead and get to the station and try to heal up if I can, get this upgrade. Pioneer's way up here. He's still within shooting range, but it's not effective range, but being able to do some amount of DPS is always nice. This, I can blink pretty aggressively, get within the effective range, although he does rise higher than I do, or rise faster than I do. He climbs faster. So most of my DPS is probably going to be from missiles. But blink allows me to get about the same level as him, and once I'm at the same level, he's just dead. So that's how you want to be using this ship, how you want to be using blink, reposition, get in a good position. I'm also like, oh, this is bad. That was a bad missile shot, because they're going to fly above and then they're going to have to go down somehow, hit the ship, and they're not going to do that. They're not going to be able to do that. Reposition, get on the same level, this way I'm not just firing 2 cannons at him. A little awkward because he has a shroud up now, and so I have to hit like specifically right on the back of the ship. It looks like there's a protector. I need to refocus on the protector here. Get closer. This is actually not bad. I still have all 4 cannons firing. I'm just not hitting him. It's a much more maneuverable ship than I am. He's in a really awkward spot now though. So he's trying to go below me. I have to keep going down as well. Just try to maintain, keep him within my effective range. Yeah, and if he tries to jump home, he's one of the weakest ships in the game, so there's no way he's gonna be able to escape. I just saw missiles flying, so what I'm gonna do is go ahead and fire my salvo and then try to get back to the base and heal up, get ready to go to Gamma again. We are behind in levels, as you can see, just slightly behind, and that's because they do have more mining stations than us, but I think we have a better team. I'm just going to go ahead and I might be able to do a decent amount of damage. I need to get to Gamma now. One more shot, and I'm going to Gamma. He actually can't shoot very well if he's facing me from the front, so he's got protector covering him. So I need to actually focus the protector if I can. Looks like I'm not going to have that angle. Protector is in a pretty good spot. I don't think we're going to get it. We're all way too late. I'll go ahead and activate my point defense just to be safe. I'll jump, trying to get behind this rock here. If I can do that, it should be fine. With us basically losing Gamma like this, there's really not much reason to stay. Okay. Better for me just be safe. Go ahead and get into a lane and start being useful if I can. I probably should have jumped to Alpha, but there's someone else in Alpha, so I want to be able to pressure this lane a little bit. They might actually jump here now that they have the Gamma buff. equal in levels, but he has Gamma. I only saw 2 cannons firing, so I need to drop down some more. Now we have 4. Do want to be careful because he does have Gamma, so can't pressure him too hard. Thankfully his firing arc is not very high though. If he's not actually facing me, his firing arc is way off. So here I can heal up, see if I can get to a position where I can actually just pressure him. I want to be on the same level, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump out, get back into the fight, try to get on the same level as him, so that way I have all 4 cannons firing. So see if I can hit him from the front. Let's see. Oof. Took that salvo. There's a protector here, and I shouldn't have jumped here. This is a bad spot. Focus on that protector if I can. So I'm actually just gonna jump out. I shouldn't have jumped here in the first place. There's a protector. He does have cover, it seems like. Leviathan is hitting me with the Death Star. I'm gonna jump back in the base, heal up, and then if the Leviathan actually keeps moving away, I'm gonna pop up a little bit, just give my missiles room to actually fire, fly toward him. If the Leviathan moves far enough away from the protector, I can actually get around to hitting the protector. So that's my goal here, to get behind the protector and snake him out if I can. This is what Hunter is really good at, as you've seen multiple times, just putting pressure on a ship, like the protector. Now the protector is dead. I'm actually under this ship, which is actually not terrible. I can get behind him. Yeah. And if I'm behind him, I've got a really good firing arc on him. Allows me to just focus him really hard, just train him straight on the engines where he doesn't really have much armor. I need to upgrade, but it looks like we have Alpha 1, so we can start putting pressure on their base, and with the guy in their base, they're probably going to go and defend, which allows me to actually take Beta 1. I'm going to assume the sensor here is not destroyed yet, which probably is not. I don't know. I'm actually going to jump to their base and then jump to Gamma. It looks like many of them are up, so I actually need to just get to Gamma very soon. And I want to focus on this guy here, who's outside the base, because I don't want to actually get in their base. I think that's just a bad prospect. I can actually hit this guy. As you can see. go ahead and jump out. Jump here. This guy's kind of alone. He's actually trying to jump just like right in front of him, but I guess I can't. Someone else has got him. Someone's got him. There's a protector. I need to focus him if I can. This is not a good position right here. If I can get around, it's probably the best. Reaper seems to be training me simply because well, it looks like we're gonna get the buff. We have the buff. Now that we have the buff, we can finish the guys that are still here. They really shouldn't be here. And I'll go ahead and push beta because I see someone in beta. I like fighting people. One thing to note about... Oh, I guess I never talked about the cannon types on Hunter. So the reason why you go for... Or I guess I briefly mentioned it. You go for the heavy cannon because you need to finish off small ships. Small ships are more maneuverable, so you need to make each shot that you are hitting them deal more damage, as opposed to having a bunch of small shots that deal small amount of damage, especially if they're jumping away. If they're jumping away, if the protector jumps away, you're only going to be able to finish them with like with the heavy cannon, as opposed to the less powerful cannons, which may not actually deal enough damage before they can make it out. The protector jumps away in like 2 seconds. It's very, very short time. Oh my goodness, none of those missiles hit. Alright, he's almost lined me up, so I'm gonna jump behind him, fire another missile salvo, and then turn. He is going to be lined up, sort of, yeah. Did get this station. I'm gonna capture it back, and then we should be able to make a strong push in beta. Just kind of go for their base. At this point, since we're so close to max level, there's no point in actually capping the station, but we cap it very quickly, so I'm just going to sit here for like 1 second, blink again, and get to their base. This is the one that doesn't have a sensor, so we should be able to push in their base with Gamma 3 quite easily. I think we actually win this race because even though they have, yeah, they've got a strong push into ours, but the thing is we already have guys in their base now, so. Those don't seem like they're coming at me, so. I'm gonna try to get aggressive here, take him out. As long as we have our protector alive, get a decent amount in here. And I need to shift my attention back over to this ship. Being in front of the Leviathan is really not a good idea. It seems like he's not focused on me though. So I can ugh, that is a lot of damage. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have a perfect score this game because of that. My mistake there, as you can see, was jumping in front. It was kind of awkward. Like, if I jumped toward the right, I guess I should have jumped out of the base and then repositioned to try to get behind him instead of jumping forward. Being in front of another ship is really not where you want to be as a hunter. And as you can see right there, I just like instantly died because I wasted my jumping in front of him. So I guess for the purposes of this video, it's actually good that I did that. As you can see right there, that was just a huge mistake. Don't try not to jump in front of them if you can, because then you're in their firing arc. Your firing arc is actually very good, as I showed earlier. Um, you can shoot to the side and still have all 4 cannons hitting, and so that's really important. Is there a dude here? I see a ship way up us. My team is late, and that's really the problem. I can get behind him. Unfortunately, I'm in like this awkward position where anyone in the enemy team jumps in. Yeah. Yeah, when you go to Gamma, you want to be there like 30 seconds when it's 30 seconds up. Um, I'm gonna be the one defends because I can maneuver around. Unfortunately, I'm not a very good DPS ship. We could easily lose this. He's not facing me, so get. If I can take him out, I can defend our base. Our whole team is like in our base. Once again, I need to focus on this protector here. But yeah. No, we lost because exactly that. I said gas 4's up, we need it, and the team didn't believe me and they tried to go to their base instead. No, you always get gas 4. If you have a chance to go to gas 4, you get gas 4. You don't let something like this happen. Because if they get gas 4, they can defend their base and then jump straight to your base and then cap it. And the thing is, you can't take their base if they have gas 4 and several people up, because they have gas 4. I mean, that gives a team-wide buff. All their guys are shooting for more damage than you are, and so they can take you out at their base, and then jump to your base and win the game. And that's basically what happened. Our guys tried to rush their base. Of course, our guys don't have very high MMR, as you can see. It's like 2,000, roughly 2,000 or less. And so they probably couldn't have known that. But yeah, I think for the sake of showing how Hunter works and how it's supposed to be played, I think I did a pretty good job. If you're curious about the loadout specifically, it's heavy cannon. As you can see, all these cannons here have an optimum range of 5,000. Their damage varies, but the heavy cannon does the most. And like I said, you pick heavy cannon because it has the higher max range. Or it doesn't have the higher max range, has the higher damage per shot. And if a small ship like a protector is trying to jump out, you know, a protector jumps out in like 3 seconds. And so if you really want to kill the protector, you're not going to do it with any of these other cannons unless it's like 1 bar of health. You're going to have to do it with the heavy cannon. So there's that. Out of the blink options, you want the one with the shortest cooldown because blinking more often is more relevant in a fight. Detect is pretty decent. Hawker missiles, you can't change this. Between the leech drones and the spotter drones aren't that great because stealth ships in general are not that great right now, and you have a detect anyway. Leech drones are important because you need energy. Blink uses energy, and if you're blinking a lot and activating point defense, well, point defense uses energy too, and so if you're going to activate both of them constantly in a fight, your energy gets used up a lot. And so without leech drones, you're actually going to run out of energy, and if you run out of energy and you can't blink so that you get behind them or anything, if you can't blink behind them or like get out of their firing arc, then you're probably just dead as a hunter. My crew, this is what I picked. I think this is actually what I use on most ships, to be honest. I might actually need to change NB Cooper with higher hull strength. But this is always what I've ran with, like even before like the tech reset. I think turn speed is very important. Max speed not so important when you have blink. Damage reduction is the same across all of these. It's only 5%. So turn speed is, turn speed is what you want here. I like damage reduction compared to the rest of these. I think not dying is a huge thing, and the hunter is a ship that really wants to not die because you can blink, you can put pressure on a lane. Like if 3 guys are pushing a lane, what you can do is if you're the only ship there, is you can actually try to go for their forward station. You try to break them up. So if 3 ships are pushing your lane, try to get on the opposite side and try to jump for their quick blink constantly over to their forward station and see if you can divert them, because that way you relieve pressure on your team to have to defend base. If say like 1 or 2 of them divert to try to stop you from taking their forward station, that can stop them from just 3-manning your forward station and then 3-manning your base. Depending on how occupied your team is, sometimes that happens. So I think not dying is a huge thing. I don't think capture rate is that big of a deal. Like the percentages on these capture rates are not that much to impact the game. I think damage reduction is important here. Because if you really want to boost your capture rate, you play a ship like Enforcer, use a cap mod drone, stuff like that. Detection range, concealment. Honestly, I don't think 20% concealment is that big of a deal. For Hunter, the thing is you're blinking anyway, so why do you care about being sneaky so much? Like, do you really need to be sneaky if they can't catch you? I mean, that's my argument. And I think having a larger detection range is important, because if you're going to use your detect, you want to actually be able to hit the Ghost or the Black Widow and see them. That's really what's important here, not you being more sneaky. You're not even a stealth ship. And of course here, obviously, you can either have more fire rate or more damage inflicted, or you can have an even damage inflicted and even damage rate. And of course, if you're doing the heavy cannons, I think you want more damage inflicted per shot, as opposed to firing like 0.0005 seconds faster. So yeah, that's the crew, that's the loadout. and I hope you enjoy Hunter. It is arguably one of the funnest ships to play, one of the hardest ships to kill if piloted correctly, and just it's a lot of utility for a team.